Hey, what's going on, everyone? Coming to bring you a video today. The video is basically, it was supposed to be a two-part video that actually had something that I wanted to talk to initially and talk about initially, and it actually ended up being the same situation about something that happened to me a little bit later on in the line, so I decided to combine both videos into one. Initially, what I wanted to talk about is the effects of aspartame, the artificial sweetener that's in a lot of these diet drinks. And that's what I wanted to initially talk about, my experiences with that and everything like that. But as it turns out, I just never got around to making the video, and then time went on, and then something else happened to me, which actually ended up having the same effects, so I figured I might as well talk about both in one video. So anyways, giving some background to why I'm even talking about this. Right now, actually since the age of 26, I've been a diabetic. Something that happened to me, right out the blue. I never expected it to happen. I mean, it runs in my family. My father's a diabetic. His mother was a diabetic, so, I guess there's a chance that one of the three kids was going to get it. It just so happened to be me. Go figure. But so I've been dealing with being a diabetic for the last 10 years now, and it's been an experience. I will say that. A lot of people probably think, it's a death sentence. It really isn't. You can manage it. You can live life with being a diabetic. It's not easy. I think the first thing that was difficult for me was trying to live life without sugar. Now, just imagine yourself and just think of everything that you consume and eat on a daily basis that has sugar. Now, imagine no longer eating any of those things. That's what I have to deal with. So, I mean, at first it was very difficult. I couldn't believe all the things that had sugar in it. I mean, things that you wouldn't even expect to have sugar in it, like for instance, milk. Yes, milk even has sugar in it. I didn't even know this. So, I mean, I've had to cut out a lot of stuff. So, when I eat my meals now, most normal people, they're going to have it with something to drink. And I've read, things on Facebook where people say, oh, just drink water. Well, who wants to drink water every single day, every single meal for the rest of their life? I mean, you try drinking water like that, I bet you can't do it. So I've been drinking diet drinks, and I mean, I've always read and saw stuff about aspartame and being bad and all that stuff, and I mean, it's not that I didn't pay attention to it, but it is very difficult as a diabetic to find drinks out there that don't have aspartame in it. If you go to a gas station, a corner store, convenience store, everything has aspartame in it. Or I won't say everything, but mostly everything has aspartame in it. So it's real difficult. I mean, a lot of times what I'll be doing is drinking unsweet tea, water. Some things have natural sweeteners in it, like stevia or guava nectar, or some of them will have saccharose and stuff like that. But it's very hard to find those things, and sometimes they're more expensive to find them because it's not the regular aspartame. So what I was going to talk about is actually my experiences with dealing with aspartame. So up until, I would say, maybe a year, just over a year ago, I've been drinking stuff with aspartame in it. And, it got to a point where it was very difficult for me to wake up in the morning. I would feel sluggish, tired, I would feel like crap. I just didn't want to do anything. A whole lot of things. And I mean, I didn't know what it was at the time. And I said to myself, something has to change. So what I did is I said, you know what? From this day forth, I'm not going to drink anything with aspartame in it. I'm going to see what happens. And let me tell you, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. This is my own personal case study. I cut out aspartame, and over a course of the next, year or so, I mean, I felt so much better, and I got my energy back. I I could get up in the morning. I mean, before it used to take me about an hour to get out of bed. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it would take me an hour to get out of bed in the mornings. So I would have to wake up extra early just so I can, mope around so I could get the energy to get out of bed and get going in the mornings. So once I got off, drinking the aspartame, I didn't feel like that anymore. I felt much better. I felt healthier. I felt more energy. I'm convinced that aspartame, consuming it is like poison. And it's funny. As soon as I started doing that, one of the major diet drink companies actually went ahead and changed their main diet product. I have it right here. Yep, Diet Pepsi. And hold on, as you can see now, it says now aspartame free. Now I find that strange, and no, I'm not endorsed by Pepsi. They didn't pay me to do this, but I find it strange that they make a big deal to let people know that their product is not aspartame free. I mean, why would they do that unless there's some issue with it? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. So Diet Pepsi now is aspartame free. However, they still have Pepsi Max, which is another diet drink, which is basically Pepsi that's supposed to taste like Diet Pepsi that's supposed to taste like regular Pepsi, kind of like Coke Zero, but that still has aspartame in it. So I don't understand it. Like, why make one of your diet products aspartame free, but you leave other ones with the aspartame in it? I don't get it. And I actually like the Pepsi Max better. So go figure. So that's what I'm dealing with as far as the aspartame goes. I mean, I do it. I drink it sometimes when I got no choice. Like if I'm at a restaurant and they don't have anything other than a Diet Coke, because that's all they'll serve at a restaurant is a Diet Coke, or they might have unsweet tea, or say I go to eat out, and I go to say a hamburger place, and they don't have any unsweet tea. I just got to get a Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi. Other than that, I don't touch the stuff anymore. Haven't done it in about a year and a half, and I feel great. So that actually leads me into the second part of what I was going to talk about, which is actually what I just finished talking about, which is eating out. Now, I know you're thinking, yeah, Captain Obvious, of course eating out is bad, but I don't know if people really, really know that. I mean, I know most people that try to eat healthy, but there's a lot of people that, they'll eat fast food every single day. I mean, I know it's convenient, and it's not why I did it, but, it's easy to get. It's, sometimes it's easier to eat fast food and eat unhealthy than it is to eat healthy. And, it's also at times cheaper. And unfortunately, that's one of those things where, especially in, black neighborhoods and stuff like that, you're going to have a McDonald's or a Burger King or Wendy's or whatever fast food joint, Taco Bell, whatever. You're going to have that in the neighborhood, but you're not going to have a grocery store or, a healthy place to eat. It is what it is. But what happened with me is I've moved a couple of times in the last year. And what happened was when I moved back to where I am now, I didn't have a working fridge. For whatever reason, my circumstances were I couldn't use my fridge. I couldn't cook. So my only choice is I had to basically eat out every single day. I mean, I had been doing it since March of this year, and let me tell you, um, it's death. And I didn't really realize this until I started feeling the exact same way that I felt when I was drinking diet drinks with aspartame every single day. Felt the exact same way, actually even worse. Because what ended up happening is, I would say between the hours of 3 and 5 o'clock every single day, I would feel like I'd have to fall asleep. And it wouldn't be because I was overeating or anything like that. I didn't have, the quote unquote itis. Didn't have that, because the way I've been eating is basically I pretty much skip eating breakfast in the morning, and then lunch I only eat, soup. So I don't eat a whole lot during the day for me to feel to the point where I have to fall asleep between 3 and 5 o'clock. That's just not it. However, every night, that's when I used to go eat my last meal of the day, and that last meal would be either Jack in the Box, which is hamburgers, Bojangles, which is chicken, or maybe, I don't know, like a Chinese restaurant. It's never anything good. So it just kept snowballing and snowballing and snowballing and snowballing to the point where I was back to hard to get up in the morning, hour and a half to get up, just real tired, just real sluggish. Like I said, between 3 and 5, it was to the point where I just feel like I was going to fall asleep. I'd be falling asleep, nodding off. I'd have to get up and walk around, all sorts of stuff. And finally, about maybe 3 weeks ago, I was able to start using the fridge again, able to cook again. And within less than a week of me making my own food, all those symptoms went away. So it makes you wonder what type of stuff they put in the food to make me feel that way. I mean, it was amazing to turn around, and it only took less than a week for me to feel completely different. And now I just eat my food that I cook every single day, and I stay away from eating out now. I just can't do it. The food that they give you at these fast food restaurants, it is just death. I don't know what I would have done if I had to keep on much longer than that, because I felt like it was slowly killing me. So that's just my own personal experience. I guess it ended up being a kind of a case study. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, scientist, or anything like that. I don't have any statistics or anything like that. It's just my own personal experience and what happens. So I would suggest that, you just stay away from those things. It's just no good for you. And try to eat as healthy as possible. At a bare minimum, make sure that you're preparing your own food so you know what's going in your body. That's all I can really tell you. Anyways, thank you for listening, and you have yourself a very blessed day.